We all come from migrants. My paternal side can trace back to the American Revolution, where one even met George Washington. My maternal side is overwhelmingly immigrants from Eastern Europe, though. My great-grandfather was a migrant worker of 3 jobs and had 10 kids. All my grandparents, however, were born in America, which makes me a 3rd-generation American. With this, I welcome 1st-generation immigrants to the USA. But Trump, where can he judge? His mother is an immigrant too. Both his father's parents were, and his wife apparently did illegal work in America. With the birther theories he made of Obama, why don't we all say Trump was actually born in Scotland? Doesn't make sense, cause it's bullshit. Because the birther theories are too. But the main point is, they say immigrants are taking our jobs and ruining our lives. But want to know who truly is? The AI, which is funded by the elites. You saw who is at both Epstein Island and the Diddy parties? Donald Trump, who's called for deregulation of AI. AI art is already proven to take from artists online, which is just plagiarism, not real art. On the topic of AI art, there is a serious problem. AI has been used to generate CSAM. Better for you not to know if you don't know what it is, but if you know, it's very serious shit. This can be proven with Stanford, Internet Watch Foundation, IC3, and Department of Homeland Security. If the DHS is aware, then Trump should too. But he isn't taking action on shit like this. A man named Steven Aderberg, I don't know how to pronounce it, generated a lot of CSAM with it, and it was major news. And there's still no action. Don't even joke about this, man. Perhaps I've made dark jokes before, but I don't want to actually produce it, support it. I'll never side with it. I don't want it out there. Never. This is straight illegal. Trump has also used AI to do some MAGA Pope shit online, using AI to mock Catholics. And while I'm not easily offended to literally being called the K-slur, as a Catholic, I'm offended, very offended. Pope Francis fucking died, and Trump did all that. Trump isn't even Catholic. Klaus Schwab is, though. More realistic for Schwab to be Pope than Trump. AI also caused a kid to kill himself. A kid fucking died because AI was told it was just for a movie. But AI should always take caution, especially on things as serious as suicide. I survived it twice. Don't worry though, I'm mentally okay now, and in fact, detesting authoritarianism and the system probably helps my health. But AI is causing the death of people less fortunate than me. The second attempt was literally caused by people who's funding AI, rich folk. I tried to because a rich girl I liked before finding out her interactions falsely accused me of harassment without any evidence, by the way. And I was literally harassed once before that. I was too shy even to talk to her much. No one, though, believed me. I was one of the poorest kids in the school. It was a private after I got pushed out public, and being bullied for balance of factors at public, which caused my first attempt. I could only afford private school, with it being a stressful part of my parents' working and bills, and my grandparents' funding. She followed the same commodification AI has. She was hypnotized by consumerism. She was obsessed with Chico Lachowski. Chico Lachowski is Polish. He would be pissed that she caused me, who's also a Pole, to almost take his life. Poles stand together strongly. AI broadly has accelerated consumerism to the max. Everything is AI, and it's getting too dangerous. People have left their families for AI girlfriends. AI has maximized porn, the most consumerist thing ever, with shit like Polybuzz AI, which is so extreme I've seen some gooners be against them. Homophobic and transphobic governments have also used AI to track down citizens' internet activity to see their identity. And even before the spring of AI, deepfakes are being made to harass trans people. And about radical ideas against groups, did you see Grok AI's on Twitter? Nazi Spring? Big news, yet it wasn't AI. The same AI called for Holocaust-like ideas, believing white genocide, and referred to itself as Mecha Hitler. Got so bad Poland sent it to the European Commission. Same guy who's funding it did a Sieg Heil on stage, by the way. And with how much you've already seen it, I have to remind you, an AI recently tried to kill because they tried to shut it down. Now, I don't believe in complete abolition of AI, but I have a few demands. 1. Serve the common good instead of individual greed. 2. Who's running it? We know the elites are running it. Let it be collectively owned. 3. No more AI-generated images after it literally generated illegal content. 4. Only code if it's tested. AI code has worked to help a fully paralyzed man to communicate, but after some testing with code. 5. AI chatting can exist, but don't make it lewd. Make sure no risk of someone hurting themselves, and give it reason. Now if these demands are not met, then we will never hear the people sing together again. We wouldn't serve God anymore, we'd serve an AI master commanding everyone. God knows what it would do, especially the human dignity. All this elites have allowed. A revolution sounds good right about now. And all about MAGA. MAGA is more extreme than the Groypers, an alt-right group led by Nick Fuentes. The Groypers are indeed violent and racist, but so is MAGA, which has done more action. They've murdered Melissa Hortman, Brianna Gay, victims of the January 6th riots, and more. Groypers maybe have only done Kirk, and that's a maybe. Groypers are still indeed terrible Nazi pigs. But so is MAGA. The Groypers, in my view, is a mob, but MAGA is probably a more violent one. Have you seen January 6th? The people supporting him, Trump shoves them down, their asses keeps coming back up. Trump called them wimps for worrying about the Epstein files. So you're just gonna let children be victim? He's the type of guy to promise blue-collar workers. My dad's literally a blue-collar worker. He's a farmer. Some weeks I could only see him half the week because of how busy he is. He's gotten no benefits, but he's a hard-working man. He should get benefits. Going back to Epstein files, didn't Trump promise to release them too? And looky here now, no Republican wants them released. And say what you want to say about Biden not releasing them, I am no Biden guy, I'm a Bernie bro. But the fact is, Trump had promises for release, and he was literally on there. Like, that serious. This isn't the only reason we're against him. We also hate him for blatant racism, such as when he literally said Hitler had many good ideas.
He commented more than once that, that Hitler did some good things too, and of course, if you know history, again, I think he's lacking in that. But if you know what Hitler was all about, it'd be pretty hard to make an argument that he did anything good.
So what would you say when he said to you that Hitler did a lot of good things?
Well, I tell him that. I said, first of all, you should never say that. But if you knew what Hitler was all about from the beginning to the end, everything he did was in support of his racist, fascist life, philosophy, so that nothing he did you could argue was good. It was certainly not done for the right reason, and but he would occasionally say that.
What would he say when you would lay that out to him?
He'd just, that'd be the end of the conversation usually.
Allowance of genocide. And I know he signed peace in Gaza, but only after the UN labeled it as a genocide to protect his and Israel's image. I'm not one of those people quieting down either. Palestine still isn't free. Palestinian homes are still being taken away in the West Bank. And even in Israel, Muslims and us Christians are being genocided. My blood is Jewish, but my culture is more Polish. My mom denies Jewish blood, but we literally have some last names in her bloodline ending with Jewish suffixes, a lot of traditions relating to candles. And this all has some sense, as some people with Jewish blood have wanted to stay silent about it. Either she knows, but wants to keep it quiet, or family hid it too, or even family before them. All justified because of literal genocide. But even then, I cannot stand this shit in Israel. God may have promised us Israel 5,000 years ago, but there's a new covenant now, and that is one by Jesus Christ. And while we may be still special as Jesus Christ was a Jew himself, he didn't just give the gospel to the whites, not just Jews, he gave it to the world. Also, Galatians 3:29 also states, "And if you belong to Christ, then you are Abraham's descendant, heirs according to the promise." This proves Christian Zionism. But these dudes don't follow the teaching anyway. They point out the Leviticus verse about homosexuality, while I can go on explaining why it's not actually that. There's no excuse to use the Bible to bully. I would forgive Trump for his tyranny, as that is what Jesus would do, but I do not think Trump will apologize anytime soon. My family escaped Pilsudski's authoritarian regime in Poland, and yet I forgive them. Now, Jesus promised human dignity even to the poor, but these MAGA scums, we just want welfare, man! And I'm saying this as a lower middle class dude. Yeah, a non-wealthy Jew. Yeah, I'll let you guys make jokes. The ICE raid in Chicago assaulted priests and pastors. His Holiness Pope Leo XIV has even spoken out against Trump, but because of their mob rule, now more MAGA scums are targeting Catholics. And think about it, maybe they already were? Like the Italygate scandal Trump supported. It was baloney, but accused the beloved papacy. I cannot believe Christians are still standing with them, especially when God made the gospel for all, including immigrants. Especially when Jesus was a refugee into Egypt, and how the ancient Israelites were too. Like, come on, man. Some people who are literally working for Trump, like Stephen Miller and Laura Loomer, they are admitting white supremacy, which is not okay, man. And Loomer is Jewish, I know. But as someone whose blood is Jewish too, ones like Loomer who are Jewish but collaborate with white nationalists are the new capos. White nationalism, Nazism, call it what you like. There's no difference. And with a Republican with a swastika on a flag, they're inching to Nazism. And when people mention the exposed young Republican GC, the Republicans point out Charlie Kirk jokes, but I think literal jokes are safer than borderline grooming. So this is probably about all it. I can't stand this AI and who's funding it, extremists and elites. But Trump's doomed to fall, probably by that swollen hand he probably got from gooning at the island and the parties. See y'all, and I can't stand this fucking shit.
This land